Welcome to Daisha Breedlove Presents. Now, for those of you that are new to the show, every week I like to touch base on inspirational topics with inspirational guests who can help make your life a better one. Now, before I introduce my guest today, I first want to apologize for being away. I know it's been a while, but I had a lot of different things going on, a lot of exciting things that I cannot wait to share with you guys. So I took a break, but I'm back and I got a lot of exciting guests as well as exciting topics that I cannot wait to share with you all. So again, it can be a little bit overwhelming, but it's okay to take a break. So never be afraid to take a break, or you can bring yourself out, you know? But again, I'm back. So my guest today is a good friend of mine who goes by the name of Jay, or you probably know him as JKO Pics, who's normally behind the camera, but today he's in front of the camera and he has a lot of exciting stuff that he's gonna share with us. Also, he's going to touch base on his opinion on what a high value man is, you know, because ladies had a lot to say. So we'll see if he agrees and, you know, if he has anything he wants to add or anything. So, Jay, good to see you.
Hey, what's up? Good to see you again, too.
Again, it's good to see you in front of the camera because you're normally behind the camera. So, again, you know, you're a private person, but you have a lot of also exciting things going on, and I wanted viewers to kind of see you and hear all about who Jay is as well as all the amazing things that you're doing, because you have an inspiring journey as well. So yes, that's why I wanted to bring you on today. Okay, so my first question is, you, like I said, you're normally behind the camera, but today you're in front of the camera. So for those who don't know you, tell us who you are as well as everything that you do.
Okay, well, my name is Javon Odie. I am a film producer and a writer, and I'm pretty known for photography. I've been doing photography for, I would say, like since 1994, so it's been a little bit of a minute, you know. Wow. And I just kind of gave myself an age, but there you go. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you've been doing this since '94. I did not know that.
Yeah, I started in college back when people had film cameras and stuff. So I went to school and learned it, and then you know, how to process film and things like that. But then once it turned into the digital era, like around in like the early 2000s, that's when I just took off with it. You know, I actually started a modeling agency in 2003 called Natural Beauty Modeling, which focused on women natural beauty, and I did that for several years. Nice. And then when I graduated from school, I went to art school. I graduated from school for multimedia. I ended up working for a Spanish broadcast company as their senior web director, and kind of went into the whole realm of internet, multimedia, and things like that, which encompasses, you know, video, music, and photography.
Nice. Okay. Well, like I said, you do a lot of different things that a lot of people would not know unless you shared it with them.
Yeah, exactly.
Amazing. Okay, so you're a photographer, and you also have worked in the music industry.
Yeah.
Now, first tell us, how did you first get your start in the entertainment industry in general?
Well, the first thing I ever did was I had a friend, and we did this rap group that we put together called Chaotic Minds back when I was like 17 years old. Mm-hmm. And then we actually produced the whole album, which was very rare to do on your own when you're, you know, back in those days. Because right now, you know, it's like very available. Like anybody can make an album. You can do it with your phone. But we literally did the old school way, and, you know, got engineers and all that stuff. We put an album together, and we got some buzz as like new upcoming artists. And I ended up getting this connection from someone who was a producer for the film Independence Day with Will Smith. Mm-hmm. And they were working with this other film called Honey, We Blew Up the Kids. So they invited us down to pretty much perform for them a song to be placed on the soundtrack. Wow. So that was the first time. And I got to go to these aircraft hangars up in Culver City Hughes Aircraft Base. And they used to have these hangars, and they used to have all of the film productions filming inside these hangars. And so when I went there, and I talked to the Disney people, and I was like, yo, can I go meet Will Smith? And then when I met him, I ended up working as a PA, learned a lot about behind the scenes special effects and stuff like that. So that was like my first really getting in there around the real big boys, you know? And once I saw that, I was like, yo, I want to do this type of stuff, you know? So that kind of got me into that. But it was music, got me into film, which it just goes back and forth.
It's an all creative realm.
Yeah, it's multimedia. So that's what a lot of people don't. Back in the day, it was like you had to do one thing. You know, our parents and grandparents, they were to learn one thing, do it all your life. Yeah. We're in a world of you have to know how to multitask, but you definitely need to find somewhere a bubble where all the things you multitask work together as one, because you can be here and there and then nothing ever happens for yourself. So I brought it all together in multimedia production, film production.
Nice. Okay. Like I said, a lot of different things people didn't know. So what was it about the industry that captured your attention, especially being originally from LA? Because I noticed a lot of people who are born and raised out here, they go a different route and actually, work a 9 to 5. They don't even do anything with the entertainment industry. So what was it that sparked that passion for Jay?
Well, to start off, I'm from Compton, so let's make that.
Oh, okay, not LA.
It's a big
Compton.
difference. Yeah, I'm more from a town than a city.
Okay.
And the area I grew up in was very interesting because there was a lot of people who were doing major things, becoming famous, like sports and music and film and all that. Like Dr. Dre is from my neighborhood. I started noticing that I felt it was like something that I would rather do than just have a job. I had jobs before, but all my jobs, somehow they ended up in a creative field.
Yeah.
The first actual time that I got, I guess, professionally paid to do creativity, I was working for a company. I was their shipping clerk. I was like the bottom dude on the list of people employed, right? And I was working on the computer and I found this paint program that like let you draw in there. And the vice president just happened to come in to give me a package to ship out. And he saw me. I thought I was in trouble. He was like, "You know how to use computers to do computer art?" And I was like, "Yeah." I was kind of teaching myself at the time. And he was like, "Can you do logos?" And I was like,
"Oh, wow."
Yeah. And I was like, "Yeah." I did a logo for my uncle when I was 12. So I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "How much?" I was like, "I don't know." So once he broke down everything, I went, researched it. I bought a computer that day or that week. And then I ended up doing the logo for him. I did 10 versions of it. And I went to Kinko's and printed them out on glossy paper. And I put them in this presentation folder and I gave it to him. And he flipped through them and he said, "Presentation is what's going to get you far." He was like, "You're a person with ideas." He was like, "People with ideas will always do well in life." He said, "I could tell you could come up with ideas like that." And I was like, "Thank you."
Creative, naturally creative. Yeah.
So I charged him $800. I was like so shocked that he was willing to pay me that for some logos. And then I decided to, learn more about computer arts and, being able to make money off of art. Because I was told in high school that I would call it drawing in class, and I was told you'll never make money off of art. And I've made a lot of great friends and business relationships too. So I'm happy I didn't listen to that teacher.
Yeah, and a lot of things have changed, like you said, since back then. You know, it's like this is the world of creation, digital creation, especially content creation.
Yeah, it's a very fast-paced type situation.
Innovation,
and, you have to be able to move forward with that.
Exactly, amazing. Okay, so you just told us how you came from the music industry to a photographer, because again, you are really good at photography. Now you have shot a lot, or touch base again on go back to the photography. You shot a ton of different weddings to product shots to even movies, which we will also get into a little bit before you leave. Yeah. What would you say is your favorite to shoot and why?
My favorite is to shoot individuals, like people. I like events. They're very interesting. They're all different. I would say my favorite type of event to shoot are fashion shows, because fashion shows all are different, and they're these fast-moving engines.
That's actually where we met.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm thinking about we met at a fashion show.
Exactly, and I love that. And it's like I meet the best people at fashion shows because there are people that's moving fast, and I move fast. And there are people who know what they want to do and just go get it done. And it's always dynamic, it's always some type of challenge to shooting fashion shows, because you have a runway that goes straight, or you have one that goes in a circle, or you have one that's coming upstairs, downstairs, you have something that's just right in front of you. And you have to understand like how to work within this and still get the best shots for yourself and for your clients and things like that. So I really like the challenge of photography in those situations. When it comes to people, I like shooting. I like to shoot regular, like normal people. I would say regular, like people who are in the becoming stage, and I've done that all my life. And I've shot, if I was a name drop, I've shot Kendrick Lamar, Bruno Mars, like down the list. Even Tupac, like all that. I don't have none of that's posted, none of that, because that was back then, And then I evolved into someone who wasn't focused on the celebrity kind of like being the reason that people see me as, you know, a professional creator. And I started working in a way that I could shoot people who are non-known, and when people see them, they see a person of celebrity, you know, and that's what's really brought me a lot of joy and a lot of new friendships and partnerships, is the fact that I'm able to, you know, show this person for who they see themselves as and how they want others to see
and help them become who they're trying
That's the
to
process.
become. Yeah.
Someone that's already made it, if I post a picture of them, you know, Will Smith or something, of course I'm going to get 250,000 views or likes because, you know, it's Will Smith. Yeah, you know, but if I post my son or, you know, my auntie or yourself, you know, and I get 50 views or likes, I'm still very satisfied. That's a 250,000 to me, because this is someone no one knows and some people are paying attention to. And that's me perfecting my skill. They can see what I need them to see in that particular
I never thought about it like that. You're right. You know, like you said, a lot of people don't know that face. So for them to like the picture and they ain't never seen a person before, it's a different feeling. Yeah, and you know, and a lot of people will follow you as a creator, a photographer, a videographer, or something like that. They don't see us a lot. You know, they see the people or the things that we post. So, you know. That's why I wanted to bring you here today.
Yeah, you know, I never get sensitive on the views or anything like that, because it's really not about me in the first place. It's really about showing a body of work. So, you know, the from the beginning of the year to the end of the year, what have I accomplished with who during that time, you know, really works out best.
Amazing. Okay. Now, again, congratulations on your premiere. You have a new movie coming out that you produced as well as casted and shot.
Yeah.
So tell viewers again, I don't know if you feel comfortable dropping the name yet, but you know, what the name is called as well as what the movie is about. Okay.
All right. So first of all, the premiere that I had was for another film that I did, which was it's actually was a pilot for a TV series, which is about designers. But the film that I have right now in distribution, that's dropping very, very soon, which I've been working on for some years to get this out. That film is called The Chat Page, and it's a 90s movie. It's based on the 90s, which is very difficult for me to shoot several years ago to make the world in the film look 90s, which I was able to accomplish that.
Wow.
And there's about 60 people in the film. The film takes place in the 90s about this young man who he learns about the internet for the first time and how to meet girls on the internet. So he goes on to typing to this woman who writes an article about how to find your love, 10 ways to find your love on the internet. And he tells her, yo, your rules don't work. And she's like, what do you mean? He's like, let me explain to you. I did this number one, I did number one. And then we go back and we see that date he went on and the problems that happened. And then it comes back to him and he's like, and she's laughing like, oh, that was all bad. He's like, yeah, another time. And then we see that date. Eventually, he lets her, they decide to do like a fake date so she could kind of coach him. And, you know, some things come from that. And then in the meantime, there's like a lover's triangle in there because one of the women he met on the internet, she becomes very, you know, intrusive and into his life and causes some problems that brings the drama into the film. So it's a pretty interesting. We see him go on, we see like 8 different dates that he did in different parts of his time. And it's a pretty good story. It's very well written because I wrote it.
Wow, okay, yeah, exactly.
But,
and you casted everybody too.
Casted, yeah. I had a business partner, co-producer with me, and he helped me cast with it and stuff. But I'm really proud of the film. I mean, it really was taking dirt rocks and turning it into gold.
Exactly.
Like,
and again, this is the world of, sorry to cut you off, the world of creation. You know, it's like you have to make what you want. You know, you can't just wait around for everybody to give you an opportunity. So definitely, that's exciting. And
that's actually what my thought was. I wrote scripts and I was like, no one knows me there. I could give them a script, I'll leave, they'll throw it in the trash. Like, how am I going to get myself noticed unless I can show that I can do this? Now that I show it, I'm very confident if I talk to someone about a script or something like that, because I do know
you've done it before. You know,
that was boot camp. That film was boot camp.
And you had a vision and you brought it into reality. So it's like that feeling when you actually do that is just overwhelming, you know, because like it started in your head. A lot of people, I feel like, will have a thought and they can't actually put it on paper or actually get the thought out. But when you actually do that and see it in reality and also get feedback from strangers, you're like, wow, like I actually really made that happen. You know?
When I tell people what I pay for the film, professionals, they'd be like, because I paid about $25,000 to make the film. And that's like super low budget for something that has that many people in it.
Yeah, exactly.
But what I like to explain to people is that I didn't have to pay a director because I directed it. I didn't have to pay an editor because I edited it. I didn't have to pay for a lot of music rights because since I had music from the past, from producing different artists and myself as well, I was able to use that music through the film. And there are even scenes where they come in the house and they're watching TV and they're talking and stuff. The shows that are on the TV in the background, those are actually little mini short films that I shot in the past. So I really did this collage, a combination of a lot of my work history together to bring forth this amazing film. Even the artwork in there is all done, photos, they go through CDs because I have a scene where they go into an actual record shop because that's what we used to do back in the day. Now everybody's iPhoning it, but we used to go in record stores. So in the record store, there's t-shirts, there's records, there's all this. All that stuff is done by me and my team. Like we literally made shirts and hung them up. We literally went and designed CD covers, printed them out, put them in there and laid them all in the store, have them go. So it was like all the artwork, everything was done for me. Which brings up an issue. The issue that I was having with distribution was they wanted all these different contracts for registered music and licensing and stuff. And I was like, yo, I avoided all of that because it's already mine. Like, it's no one to get to sign contracts. So my so you
didn't have to go through that.
Yeah, and my distribution agent didn't understand it, so he started working more magic and was like, yo, no, everything is legit. No one's getting sued. Like the guy made all of this. It's not like he borrowed a bunch of stuff from a bunch of people that he got to pay out licensing and stuff like that. So I had to think ahead that way.
Nice. Well, I'm excited. I can't wait to see it. I'm mad I missed the premiere, but
it's okay.
When will it be released?
Well, it should have been released, but definitely before the end of this year. And talking to Flossie, I think it might be within the next month or two because he sounded very happy about where we are right now. I was a little worried because of the strike. Didn't know how that works with, all these strikes and stuff, and if that was going to hold back my distribution. And so I was like, not again. It's always something.
I know.
Regardless if it came out or not, I'm very happy with.
It's done.
Yeah, it's done.
Now it's just
I'm moving on to other things.
I
have other things. Yeah. So.
Well, that's exciting. I can't wait to see it. And again, congratulations on that. Okay, perfect. So, how would you say, again, like I said, you're a very private person. And many wouldn't know that unless you shared that with your selective people. But you're also a husband with a beautiful wife and amazing kids.
Thank you. She is gorgeous.
Yes. And how would you say you balance working as a photographer as well as being around other attractive women while still maintaining a family life and being head of the household? I know it's a lot, but it's like, how would you say you balance all that?
Balancing all of this is part of it. Like my children have worked on films with me and things like that. That's how they learned, my son boom operating, my daughter, helping with different things, PAing and stuff like that. I do shoot a lot of women. That's not all I shoot. You know what I'm saying? I shoot both men, women, everyone. But when you look at my my profile on Instagram or something, you're going to see mostly ladies. And that's because ladies do get more attention. And I like beautiful women. And my wife knows it. And she's not going to fight me on that. You know, she was my #1 model.
Yeah, you actually met her shooting, right?
I met her when I was rapping. She was a dancer for some music group. She became my first model for the Natural Beauty Modeling, and she used to give me models and things like that. So she's very supportive of my modeling. She sees it all. I remember I went on a photo shoot in the desert with these 2 models, and it was super hot, and then they just stripped butt naked. And I was like, yo, and I'm shooting, do. And I get home, I was like, you want to see the shoot? And I showed her, and she was like, these are nice. A lot of women probably would have been like, oh, hold on, you're not going to shoot anymore.
Now, would you consider yourself a high value man?
Of course.
Of course.
What high value man would say they're not, but,
right, exactly. Okay, so I wanted to read the list of what the top 5 things that they say a high value man is, and you can let me know if you agree, disagree, and what, or your opinion or anything like that.
All right,
cool. So let's get that going. All right, so these are, according to statistics, I can never say that word right, the top 5 traits of a high value man. Number 1, he's emotionally available to his partner. So that means he knows how to engage in intimate relationships and disagreements without shutting down. Number 2, he has healthy boundaries. So that means he has created a life for himself that's respectful of his wants and needs, as well as capable of respecting others as well. Number 3, he respects women and sees them as his equal. So with that being said, that means he understands that the world is not a fair place, but he's doing his best to have his woman a part of that and move toward that. Again, I don't make the rules. That's just what they say. Number 4, he is loyal. So that means he's loyal to not only his woman or his partner, he's loyal to everyone that he loves. So that means he'll step up and defend them and won't tolerate anybody in his life who is not respectful of anybody that he cares about. Number 5, last but not least, he is financially responsible and stable. So they're not saying wealthy, but that means if he has a debt, he pays it on time. If he has a job, he shows up. He's good at basically managing his money. The money is not managing him. So those are the top 5 traits of what everybody considers a high value man. What would you say about that, Jay?
I agree with a lot of those, except one. Y'all probably hate me for it.
What is that?
I don't feel men and women are equal. I don't want to be equal with a woman. I want to be different from her.
Yeah.
Like, how can I offer her something that she can offer herself and vice versa? I believe that we can do things equally. You know, I think that a woman can accomplish anything that a man can accomplish, of course. But as far as the man being
the woman, you feel like is still under the man?
No. I'm not even saying a hierarchy of under or over. I'm just saying clearly equal, because we confuse that word, you know. In a relationship, there is no under over, because a relationship, when you two come together, you come as one. So it's impossible to be under or over someone above the other. If you both have the same goals, or you're working on the same goals, then there is no equalness. There is just one thing, our goals together. Right. You know, now when you're looking for someone suitable of you, a lot of women do look for finance. I did hear that in there, that, you know, he had to be doing very well as finance, and he should. And this is why it's not equal, because a man is not necessarily looking for a woman for finance, you know.
Yeah, you did say that.
Yeah, he's not going to be like, oh, you know, what makes her high value to me is she has to make a lot of money. She don't have to. She can or she don't have to. It doesn't matter. If I like you, I like you. And if I like you enough, then I'm willing to take on all the burdens of financial life, you know, lifestyle, if that's necessary. And if you want to help and do things to assist, that's fine too. Yeah. Now, I do like that women are very outwardly these days. They're outwardly spoken. They go after their dreams. Yeah, they speak up for themselves and for each other. And I think that that's necessary, and it's supposed to be that way, because
and it used to be like that.
Yeah, it was, but it wasn't public, you know, because we all have moms, you know. Yeah. And that's how our mothers are. Our mothers are very outwardly spoken and strong and driven, and they encourage us and nurture us. So women have always been that way, but in the public eye,
it's just like the man is taking the lead, and the women are kind of like in the back burner.
Yeah. Now, I do believe men should take a lead when it comes to being in a relationship, because when it all comes down to it, if it's bad, it's his fault. Like, the guy should be able to manage. Like, why even put yourself in a situation to be that person for her if you can't manage it, you know? And a lot of people feel that way. They get in relationships that they're not ready for because, you know, whatever the reason is. And you have to be able to kind of handle the relationship, you know, the person you're with, you know. So
you feel like the man should definitely lead the relationship.
Yeah,
as far as which direction it's going into.
Yeah, I like, there's certain things, like I'm different. Like, for my woman, I will pay for everything. I don't care. Like, she don't have to have a job. She don't have, and it's not because I did hear someone say men do that to control a woman, where she don't have anything, so she have to stay. No, it's not that. It's really to give her the opportunity to be the woman for me, you know, to be someone who doesn't have the stress that I have. Because when I'm out there working and I'm out there trying to make things happen for our family, you know, that's type of stress. I don't want my woman to have that stress.
Yeah.
I want her, when I come see her, I want her to be relaxed and worry less or worry free, you know. So being able to handle everything. And, you know, people need to be within their means too, and have a partner that
Understands
is with
that.
you. Yeah, with you, you know. High value man is not about the amount of money you make, but it's that attitude of how you get it, you know, and how you're able to maintain it and learn from your mistakes, grow, help others grow, you know, and pretty much just become a better person every day until your last day is here, you know.
Nice.
That's what this
is all about. Like, what are you living for when it's all said and done, you know?
Yeah,
it's like,
exactly.
what did you accomplish, your purpose, your mission? Was it all worthwhile?
Yeah.
You know? So,
yeah, because I could, like, a high value man to some women could be all this and another woman could be all that, you know?
Yeah.
It could be a guy completely blind and some woman will consider that's not the man for her because he can't see her, right? But then another woman might say, this is the man for me because since he can't see me, I know he's gonna touch me all the time. You see how people see things differently?
Yeah.
So, you know, it really depends on the person. We put so much things in general, but when it comes down to it, it's just really about how the two balance each other, how their energy and vibe works, you know, to move forward.
What can we expect next from JKO?
Okay.
What can we be on the lookout for?
Well, right now I produce music artist Imara Moore, and we dropped the album last year. So this year we decided to do some singles, and we have a single that we're dropping in exactly 2 weeks from today.
Nice.
That talks about mental health.
Mental health.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we wanted to go a little deep into that. So producing her music, and then several other artists that I'm producing, and including you, Daisha. I would love to do a song with you. We talked about that.
Yeah.
And then on the film tip, I have a film that's actually in writing right now with me and a couple of other writers.
Oh, so you have another film coming out?
Yeah, yeah. And this is a really good film about, you know, lies.
Lies.
That's as much as I can say.
We went from love to lies.
Yeah. Well, just imagine if, you know, you have the power to control people from lying to you. So something in that realm.
I'm going to attach all of Jay's information on the screen so you guys can keep up with him. But again, Jay, tell everybody where is the best place to reach you at?
Okay, so I guess Instagram. Like someone asked me yesterday, they're like, "Do you have a business card?" And I was like, "Business card? When people still do those?" Instagram, you can reach me. My open one is JKO Pics, so the letter JKO PICS. To see my work, to hit me in a DM, JKO Pics, you know,
Nice.
and I'll get back to you, you know.
Cool. Like I said, I will attach all of Jay's stuff at the bottom of the screen. And last but not least, Jay, before you leave us today, now you gave us you dropped a lot of gems during this interview, but if you could leave any future entrepreneurs, other up and coming high value men, young men, future fathers, anybody with any piece of advice, what would you say?
I would say for the men, right? For the men or for everyone?
For anybody.
For anyone, okay. I would say for everyone who, when you make a goal, make sure that you go after the goal 100%. Don't allow the outside noise to change your focus. This is something that you want, go for it. And the last thing I would say is, this should have been first, honestly. You definitely got to put God. I know it's a cliche, but you need to put God first. Pray about it. Trust in your prayer. Go after it, and build great relationships with people that not only support you, that you love to support as well, and just keep moving forward. Like, you're going to have some setbacks. It's normal.
Right.
You know, it's normal to fall down. You know, but you got to get up. And when you get up, you won't trip. If you learn, you won't trip over the same obstacle anymore, because you learn from it. And that's called growth. That's going to the next level. A lot of us get stuck because we keep doing the same cycle of things. Does that mean we're not learning?
Right.
You know, so learn from your mistakes, follow through on your goals, keep God first, and he winning.
Amazing. Well said, Jay. Thank you for joining us again. It was a pleasure chatting it up. And we just created a little handshake on the spot.
Right.
So that wraps it up, you guys, for Daisha Breedlove Presents. And I will see you next week with another juicy episode.